Hello, Lensmates. I'm Booklens. Tonight, we're going to settle in for a deep dive into the world of Trigun and get to the heart of one of the most powerful and tragic weapons in all of anime.
So, whether you're winding down for the night, maybe doing a little late night work, or just looking for a story to drift off to, I invite you to find a comfortable spot. Let's just relax and journey together into the dusty, sun-scorched world of no man's land.
Our story really begins with a number, a truly staggering one: $60 billion double dollars. That is the bounty on one man's head. And yeah, that's enough to make him the single most wanted person on the entire planet.
I mean, you don't get a bounty that high for nothing. He's known by a name that sounds less like a person and more like a force of nature. The humanoid typhoon. A name that just screams unbelievable destruction. But see, here's the mystery at the heart of it all. The man they're after, Vash the Stampede, is a total pacifist. He absolutely refuses to take a life. So how in the world does a gentle soul like that get a reputation for leveling entire cities? Well, that's the question we're here to unravel.
So, here's our roadmap for tonight. We'll look at his wild reputation, his, not-so-human origins, the moment he unleashes his true power, the devastating price he pays for it, and finally, the incredible burden he's forced to carry. Okay, let's get into it. First up, we have to talk about the puzzle that is Vash himself. The man is a walking, talking contradiction. Think about it. On one hand, he's a gunslinger of almost supernatural skill, just a total prodigy. But on the other hand, his entire philosophy, his core belief, is absolute pacifism. He will bend over backwards to avoid killing anyone. And yet, the name Humanoid Typhoon follows him everywhere, striking fear across the desolate planet of no man's land. To understand how both of those things can be true, we have to dig a little deeper into who, or maybe what, Vash really is. And this brings us to probably the most important piece of the puzzle. Vash the Stampede isn't exactly human. His origins are, they're literally out of this world. You see, Vash and his twin brother Knives are what's known as independent plants. Now, plants are these incredible interdimensional beings that humans use as living power sources. But Vash Knives, they're different. They aren't tied to any canisters, they age at a crawl, and they possess abilities that are just leagues beyond anything a human could dream of. Their story starts in the cold of space, on a ship meant to colonize a new world. They were born from a plant and raised for a short time by a wonderfully kind researcher, Rem Savarem. She's the one who taught them the value of life. But Knives, he grew to despise humanity for how they treated his kind. And in a terrible act of betrayal, he sabotaged the entire fleet, sending it hurtling towards the planet below. In her last moments, Rem saved the two boys, placing them in an escape pod as she went down with the ship. And from that single, tragic moment, the two brothers were set on completely different paths. Vash clung to Rem's teachings, cherishing every form of life and building his code of nonviolence. Millions Knives, though, he saw humanity as a virus. He dedicated his long life to wiping them out and, in his eyes, liberating his fellow plants. This clash of ideals, it's the engine that drives this entire story. And it's this deep, bitter conflict between brothers that eventually forces Vash to unlock a power he never even knew he had, a power that would go on to create his cursed reputation. Years later, the brothers have this incredibly tense reunion. Knives is holding a woman named Luida hostage, and he's just pushing Vash, taunting him, trying to make him break his pacifist code. And in that moment of pure desperation to save her life, something inside Vash just awakens. And this is the Angel Arm. It's his dormant, supernatural power finally bursting to the surface. His left arm literally mutates into this massive, almost organic-looking cannon, and it's surrounded by this ominous, swirling light and a tiny, dark mass that feels like it's pulling the whole world into it. And let's just talk about the scale of this thing for a second.
The angel arm is described as being just as beautiful as it is grotesque. It's like a living weapon with this strange angelic design, but what it does is utterly terrifying. It can fire literal black holes, singularities that just consume everything. And apparently, this is a power that all independent planets have locked away inside them. It's godlike. But in this first shocking appearance, Vash doesn't even get a chance to fire it. Knives sees what's happening and instantly recognizes the danger. In a flash, he slices Vash's arm clean off, and the weapon just collapses into itself, swallowed by its own immense power. This was just the first time, though. It wouldn't be the last.
And this is where we really get to the truth behind the legend. Because the angel arm isn't some gift. It's a power that comes at an absolutely unimaginable price.
Remember the destruction of July City? The whole reason he became the humanoid typhoon, the reason for that $60 billion double-dollar bounty? That wasn't some malicious act. It was an accident. It was an uncontrolled blast from his angel arm. A moment where knives manipulated him, and it wiped an entire city off the map, shattering Vash's life in the process. The cost of using this power is just catastrophic. I mean, obviously there's the immense destructive force, but for Vash personally, it also triggers severe amnesia, literally erasing parts of his memory. It even takes a physical toll. Each time he uses it, more of his blonde hair turns black. But the deepest wound of all, it's a complete violation of his sacred pacifist code. It forces him to become the one thing he hates most in the world, a destroyer. And this really puts his famous catchphrase into perspective. He says it with a goofy smile, love and peace. But hiding right behind it is this deep, profound tragedy. A man who preaches love and peace is burdened with the single most destructive power you can imagine. So in the end, when you look at the whole picture, the angel arm isn't just a weapon. It's something much deeper than that. It's the ultimate tragic irony of his life. The angel arm is the physical embodiment of his pain, of his unwanted power. It's the constant, endless war between his gentle soul and the destructive potential that's locked inside him. It's his personal tragedy, made of flesh and energy. And that really leaves us with the one question that defines Vash's entire journey, doesn't it? Is this incredible, godlike power his greatest weapon, also his most profound and inescapable curse? Thank you so much for listening, Lensmates. Until next time.